in order to be a boss, you have to outwork that 9 to 5 like by times 10. So if you don't want to be a regular 9 to 5, best believe you ain't going to be nothing.
What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Just in the Know podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon.
What's up, folks? Today we got some heat for y'all. As always, your boy Just over there, your boy Nas over here. Welcome back. It's a pleasure. Let's get this shit rolling.
Yeah, so today we got something to talk about. And a lot of people are not going to like this, but we're talking to all the men out there. So this is for the man that is trying to aspire in life to be the greatest version of himself that he can. So there's a lot of things that you kind of have to do as a man to get to where you want to be in life through a couple of steps, a couple of ways that you have to, indulge into. Not the bad way of indulge, because we're not talking about women. We're talking about discipline. We're talking about finances. Everything that needs to do as a man, we're going to talk about it today. So listen up.
Quick question, Joe, just so everybody understands. We're not singling out the alphas and the betas. This is for all men. Some are going to get mad. Some are going to find some truth and motivation in it. Am I correct, or am I a little bit...
Nah.
Just so they understand a little bit more what we're trying to discuss here today.
100%. You correct.
Yeah, so look, for the ones who get their feelings hurt, I know a couple of therapists I could recommend y'all to. For the ones who are enjoying and benefiting from what we're about to say and what we're about to speak on, you already know, like, comment, subscribe, share it to your friend, to your beta male friend, share it to your alpha male friend, and share it to your girl so she can know how you trying to rock.
Yeah, and also, if you're listening to this on any of the podcasts, whether it be Apple Podcasts, whether it be Spotify or Amazon Music, give us a follow, because all we're trying to do is make you better as a person every single day through some words.
All right, so I'm going to start off my little piece with the tendency for men out here to having the intentions, the goals, having that set is absolutely the main starting point for everything. It's the driving factor for whether you actually get there or not. You have to know where you want to get to begin with. But there's a little bit of a difference. There's a little bit different qualities the men have that actually go out and do the necessary things versus the ones who just sit back and complain and always have an issue with what the circumstances around them are causing in their life. And they just feel like there's nothing they can do and there's nothing in their control, when in reality, that's some soft ass shit. And yeah, sometimes things aren't going to be in your favor, but a lot of times people fail to control the variables that they can control, and then they start complaining about the ones that they can't control. So yeah. I just want your opinion on that.
So in life, there's a lot of things that are not going to be in your control whatsoever in any shape or form. But the things that you control is yourself and the way how you perceive things. So as a man, you're supposed to be a rock. Like, say, a castle, for a sense. You have your army around it that's supporting you, to not let the outside struggles affect what you got going on. Because if you allow the outside to crumble your mind, because your mind is the strongest thing that you have as a man and as a person in general, because you can go through a lot of stress, but the castle will never crumble, And the only way that you move forward is that you stay grounded on what you believe in, the effort that you put towards things, and the way how you go towards the goals that you have. And secondly, when it comes to, dictating things that you can control, you end up actually, in a sense, being able to control the things in your life that were not controllable before by controlling oneself. Like, let's give it a sense. Like, say if You can't control like you getting a promotion. You can't control you getting more money. You can't control to a sense, but from the outside looking in, you have to perceive yourself valuable for you to be able to get, money, whatever. So staying in shape allows you to be able to deal with more stress mentally and physically. So the fact that you're able to take on more stress, that means you could do more strenuous things. So usually when you do more of the stressed jobs and stuff like that, you get, paid more for that. Or you're allowed to do more jobs because you can take on more stress without collapsing. Now, say if you were overweight, you mentally wasn't in shape. Now you probably can only withstand one job. And then now you only set to one type of income. But if your body's in shape, your mind is in shape, you can do upwards up to 16 to 18 hours a day and get a little bit of sleep and still be fine.
I like what you just said right now because a lot of people always get, I don't know why there's some confusion in this, this subject matter, but people be saying that they don't want to be a 9 to 5, but they don't understand that in order to really catapult and take that leap of lower middle class, even like the lower upper class, to take that leap into being a self-made boss, like, official tissue kind of thing, like you big time. In order to get there, you gotta be working more than a 9 to 5.
Yeah, the
People
8
be
hours
saying,
is not going to count.
bro, it's crazy, bro. People think it's like, oh, I don't want to be a regular 9 to 5. In order to be a boss, you have to outwork that 9 to 5 like by times 10. So if you don't want to be a regular 9 to 5, best believe you ain't gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it. There's no. If it was easier than a 9 to 5 lifestyle to become rich, why would the 9 to 5ers go and maintain a 9 to 5 job? The reason why they do that is because they don't have that work ethic to outwork that 9 to 5 job requirement, that workload. That's a small workload. That's minimal work. That's why they go back to it, because it's just comfortable. They 9 to 5, they clock in, they clock out, their work is done. They, go back to their regular loser lifestyle, just spend their check until they get their next check, never build nothing for themselves, no equity. They don't build a name. They can't impact shit. They can't help nobody but whoever's living under that one roof. They can't help their family, their cousins. We all got that human urge in us to help the people that we love the most, even if they're not, near us physically, closest to us in location, cousins in different countries, cousins in different states, a long time friend, things like that. We all want to do that. And we can't do none of that maintaining a 9 to 5 job. We could barely keep up, we could barely maintain paying our own bills and keep up to date with, just regular, small time materialistic things. So I think it's a big thing that you pointed that out, because this confusion that somehow I don't want to be a 9 to 5 means that you want to be a boss. It's just like some type of oxymoron. Like, you want to do less work than a 9 to 5 and have a better result than a 9 to 5 worker?
It's impossible.
Make that make sense. I don't really see the connection there.
So coming as, this is a business term here because, business major. But imagine, right? You're a 9 to 5er. Look how much co-workers you have, right? Remember, the boss set that up. So say if you're working amongst 20 other people working the same amount of hours, right? Add that up. So say if it's like 10 people, 8 hours, right? That's 80 hours worth of work that the boss is getting from all of you guys, right? So imagine how long it takes for the boss to actually set that up, to have the funds to pay 10 people for that much amount of work, right? But you want to sit there and think that your measly 8 hours is going to really do anything in your life. And you're going to want to say like, oh, I want to be a boss and work 5 hours. Bro, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Get the fuck out of here with that weak ass shit.
Like, come on now. Like, that don't even make sense, bro. People become a boss because they work more than they even have a life to be able to set up things for them to step back. Because the problem in this society is that, like we always say, everyone sees the success, but nobody sees the work that it takes to get there. Like, before Jeff Bezos became that multi-conglomerate billionaire, he had to work for years that nobody knew his name, He probably didn't have a life.
He was skipping showers, bro.
Probably, skipping meals, just the work. And then everybody just sees the success and thinks it's easy. It's not easy, bro. It takes way more than you clocking in and clocking out every day. This is like from you wake up,
That's when
you're
clock
working.
in.
And then when you go to sleep, you clock out. And it ain't no vacations. It ain't no, oh, I'm gonna go spend my weekends and go clubbing, or I'm gonna go out and eat, or I'm gonna go blow my money in the strip club. None of that. It's consistent work until you make a breakthrough in which your work now works for you.
Yeah. We got. I'm gonna calm it down a little bit. I'm gonna show some love to those who are in that little, predicament where they're trying to find their way, get their footing, find their footing in the sense that they are putting in a little bit extra work, but they're not seeing no immediate results. This little, segment is for you guys. I just want to say, first of all, it don't come easy. It's not overnight. Sometimes, patience is gonna be your best friend because while everything else doesn't seem, when there seems to not be a light at the end of the tunnel, when you exercise some patience, you will always see, imagine, envision the outcome to be worth whatever it is that you're going through. That staying down till you come up period of your life. So for those that's really trying to make that little breakthrough and escape what they call the matrix, it's not an overnight. It's not sometimes everybody, it kind of happens on, different timing for everybody else. Some people, they stay down for 10 years before they come up. Some people, it does happen relatively quickly. Unfortunately, there's not a one size fits all kind, formula for this type of thing. It comes to you when it's going to come to you. I personally believe in fate, and it's kind of already decided. You just got to do your part. It's decided in multiple ways. You could choose this way and end up with this result. You could choose that way and end up with whatever result comes with the path that you ended up taking. What I'm saying is don't lose that little bit of hope. You got to stay solid. Earlier, before you were talking about that mental fortitude, that mental toughness of, standing on what you believe in. And a lot of times what I think we see nowadays is people do conform to the silliest of things, the most detrimental of things. And what I want to use like kind of a specific example, not too specific. Teenage years are pretty significant. There's a lot of change that goes on in somebody's personality, way, approach, beliefs, things like that, their behavior, even their physical, appearance. There's a lot of change that takes place in the teenage years. And an example I would like to, use to illustrate this concept is the conforming concept for sake of the worst possible outcome instead of using it for the greater good is how many times have we come across somebody that at 13, there's people we grew up with, people that we've known for a long time, over years, a years long period. 13, 14, they got this strong ass core, set of core beliefs. And then by the time they're 18, 19, they're giving in to the pressure the society puts on you to give up those values and those principles. I'm not going to get too much in detail about the certain things that people conform to because that's not really helping the case that we're trying to make today or really helping the discussion. But I'm pretty sure for the viewers who get where I'm trying to go with this, it makes a lot of sense. People conform to things. They give up their beliefs for no reason other than the fact that, everybody around me seems to think so. Everybody around me seems to do so. Everybody around me seems to believe such and such concept or such and such theory or such and such way of life. So fuck it, I just joined the wave. We see that too often, bro. I'm not talking about a small sample size. I'm talking about it's all around us. And those are the beginning stages of somebody losing their way. You know what I'm saying? You have to find that. You have to have that mental toughness in order to stick to what you know. When you were 13, 14 years old and you bought into the concept of hard work brings, the desired results. And then 18, 19, you start settling for, oh, I'm okay with just making X amount and just, having my one vacation a year. You've conformed. I don't know if you're aware of that or not, but you've conformed consciously or subconsciously. You've conformed to the norms of society, to the regular day-to-day life, the everyday average Joe lifestyle. You've conformed to that. And you got to find that in yourself. First of all, you got to acknowledge the fact that you've given into that. unless you don't want to. If you're comfortable, stay a sucker, cool. Stay a sucker. No knock against you. And you got to find that, and you got to really take that moment of self-reflection to realize the value, the meaning of those principles that you used to hold near and dear to your heart, and kind of summon those again, channel that energy again, because it's easy to lose your way. Life is a long ass game, and sometimes, you might lose a little bit of a battle, but you don't want to lose the war. And in order to really, find your way through this life, you got to find that mental toughness, to just summon that 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old stubbornness of, your parents told you not to go out and you was fighting them, it doesn't matter by any means necessary to go out. Find that same stubbornness, that same arrogance, because sometimes arrogance is good. Find that same arrogance to say, I don't care if everybody else believes or behaves a certain way. I'm sticking to what I originally really believed in. It doesn't matter what a political thing. It doesn't matter if it's a financial, approach. It doesn't matter what it is. Your beliefs is your beliefs. You start forfeiting those and abandoning those and compromising those things within yourself just for the sake of, the masses of people in society thinking a certain way, then you've automatically lost your sense of self-identity. And you're probably setting yourself up for a long road of just despair.
Yeah. And as a man too, right? And I'm gonna go on a little side tangent, Let's start off, right? For the man that's out there that actually think that he wants to do better with himself, or let's say the man that doesn't even know that he should want better for himself. Let's talk to him, right? I'm sorry to say this. I don't care about popular opinion or what people are trying to portray about it. As a man, you are meant to be a provider. You are meant to be a warrior. That's what men are, right? So bring out that inner warrior in yourself. Despite whatever comfortable complacency that's going on in your life, fight that urge. Have that arrogance. Have that confidence in yourself to go up and get what you want out of life. Because we only live life one time. It ain't no do-overs. This is not a game. This is not where you die and you reset. Nah, that's it. You have one life, one save. That's it. You need to understand that life is precious. Life is something not to be played with. We all have the same time. Well, in a day, let's say that. But we don't know when our time may expire. So get up off your fucking ass, bro, and go out there and go get it until you got it. Because just like you said, sometimes in life you are maybe going towards your goal and you're not seeing any type of like footing. You're not getting no traction. You are, in a sense, because whether you get to where you want to be, or have a small win, or you take a loss, it's all lessons. It's a lesson in life. And I take it as a sense of something like compound interest, right? Now, say if you invest into something and you get maybe 7% interest a year, you don't really see the effects of it until like 20 years down the line, where it's like, damn, I invested $1,000 a month for X amount of years. The first 5 years, you might not really see anything. You might see like a good maybe $2,000 out of what you invested every single month. Maybe out of the 20,000 you invested, you probably seen like 5K, right? That's not going to change your life, really.
Absolutely.
But 20 years of doing that, you might have upwards of close to like $250,000 or even more than that. But you got to take life in that same sense. Everything that you do is compounding interest. And if you keep staying on your goals, and this is another thing too, when something's not working, you don't keep going towards it without a different plan, because the plan can change, but the goal could be the same, So yeah, you might try something 2 or 3 times and it doesn't work. All right, it's time to adjust it a little bit and let's push towards the same goal. And there's going to be different, paths that you're going to have to take, but it's all reaching the same destination. But you just don't give up on the goal that you have. And that's what people fail to understand, is that failure is just a lesson, bro. And you have to fail in life. And that's what it is. People are scared to fail, bro. It's because everybody is portraying the success, that nobody shows the failures, that nobody wants to be publicly, say that I failed in. Like, bro, nobody, at the end of the day, nobody cares. People's opinions saying that, oh yeah, you failed this, that, and the third. Those same people that saying that you failed, and even if they care or not, in their life, they never tried nothing. So who are they to talk to you about anything in life, bro? Because at least, and everything is said and done, at least I tried to do what I wanted to do in life, and you sat on your ass your entire time. That's what I'm gonna say to anybody else that says anything to me about trying something. Oh, you were scared, or you was. No, actually, no, I'm gonna say that word.
Yeah, it's funny because you just brought up that little moment we had when we were talking about this was recently. I don't know how recently, but it was pretty recently where we were voicing our perspectives on this sort of situation where the people around you that are really looking to elevate it, they're pretty easy to spot. And what I mean by that is, the ones who are gonna knock you for failing when you try to do something, those are the same people that when you're excelling and you're constantly around them and showing them that there's more to life than what they know, and there's bigger goals, bigger dreams, bigger aspirations, when they see that in you, that you're on that, that you've locked in, and you're unwavering in your determination to actually get to the place that you want to get to, there's always one of two responses, one of two reactions. The ones that are really going to go hard for themselves right along with you and appreciate that level of inspiration, you being an example of it, those people are going to be around and use that as a way to elevate themselves in a healthy way, elevate you while elevating themselves, and you guys keep elevating each other, right? And then there's going to be that, that weak response, that beta soft ass response where somebody who you might love and might love you very dearly and have the utmost respect for you. That same person, just because their nature of being an average everyday Joe, what is it going to cause them to do? What's their reaction to watching you, evolve and form into a new person? Their response is to run. They separate themselves from you. They avoid being around you. Why? You're a direct reflection of something that they wish to do but haven't done, are not capable, are not willing to make the sacrifices and necessary adjustments to get to be the type of person that they look at you and it reminds them of all of their shortcomings. Like, oh, I was trying to build myself up to be such and such. I wish I could think like that on a day-to-day basis. I wish I didn't fall sucker to society. I wish I didn't chase these measly ass, low class, good for nothing women instead of chasing my actual dreams and aspirations and working on myself as an individual. They all these thoughts, run through their mind and they make it look like you're the bad guy. In their head, they convince themselves. It's like, at this point, there's got to be some type of disorder for this. Like, fuck it, I might just get my PhD just to classify and diagnose this disorder. But it's crazy how many times the people around you, you haven't done nothing except improve yourself and evolve as an individual. And again, some people are going to have the response of, they're going to see that as like, yo, that's what's up, my brother. I see you shining, and tip their hat to you. And there's going to be the ones that, for absolutely no reason other than you being a reminder of their failures, they're just going to separate. They run away. They can't stand being around you. It's almost like a jealousy, envy, and then also like within themselves, they're disappointed and embarrassed of themselves not being able to, match that, be up to par. So I think it's unfortunate that that's like a widespread thing. This isn't a few people. This isn't a small portion, a small percentage of people. The masses of people, when they see as you're evolving and growing through life, there's a lot of people around you that's just gonna run away. They're scared to be around that strong individual. You're labeled as the nut, the person who you have no social life because you're willing to work and socialize with like-minded people instead of giving attention to the single baby mother with 2 kids that's just trying to find another way to come up off the next man. You're too busy chasing that and you've given up your hopes and dreams, come on, bro, you got to get it together, my brother. You know, take it how you want, but you failing yourself and you're going to pay for that really, really soon. It's going to hit you right in the face when you turn 36 years old, 38, 40 years old, and you're in the same position you were when you were a 17-year-old. Does that not scare you? Does that not put some fear in your heart? Does that not motivate you to know that you don't want to be at 38 years old in the same place in life that you were at 17 years old? Come on, my brother, wake up, man.
Nah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think that you're a little bit too late on them, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Bro, I'm trying to be a positive factor, you know?
Nah, fuck being positive, bro. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta add some negativity in some people's lives, bro, because that's what they actually respond to. So I'm gonna be that, the devil's advocate.
Go ahead, don't let me stop you.
So now in life, right? And this is what I'm gonna say. We're gonna take life in a increment of decades, right? So from when you're born to 10 years old, you're not responsible for literally nothing but just to live, just to exist, just to learn the things that you need to do as a child or growing into a child, And from the second decade, which is from 10 to 20, you start being held accountable for your rights and wrongs, right? As you're learning to be turning into an adult, from a child to an adult. And then you have your 20s. From 20 to 30, now life is starting to, how do I say? It's starting to
unfold.
Yeah, unfold, but they're starting to judge you based on your actions. Now you're being held accountable for your actions, like 100,000%. But it's still some room to grow. So it's not like, oh, I'm 20, I need to have everything figured out. You're still finding out in the process, oh, he's young, or oh, she's young, she's figuring out, whatever have you. That's in your 20s though. But once you start getting 25, 26, 27, once you hit that 30, once 30 happens and 30 on, there's no more excuses at all. Life is not going to give you any excuse for what your results are. Like as a man, right? You're 30, going on to be 40. That's the next decade. How the hell you don't have you live with your parents still, right? That's one. Two, how you don't have your finances in order, right? Anything that you do in life is not going to be like, oh, we understand your situation. You understand that you need to grow. No. At 30, at decade 3, you're going to be held for everything without no excuses whatsoever. So growing from being 20 to 30 and 30 on, you have to each and every year see like, okay, I got to make sure that, I'm looking towards the future. Everyone nowadays just wants the short-term gain and short-term pleasure, but nobody thinks about the long-term effects of that or the long-term detriments of those short-term pleasures. Yeah, you could be 20, you could be in the club, you can go chasing all these women, whatever have you. At the end of the day, as a man, you're supposed to be a provider. You do probably, nowadays, most people don't want to marry, but later on, you're going to want to, right? But
human nature,
you're going to want to, right? You chasing all these women that, at 20s, in your 30s, right? And might I say chasing as in prioritizing. You could still have women, whatever, deal with women, in your age, whatever. But if you're prioritizing them now and not going towards your goals, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4 of just doing that is going to lead you to nothing, right? And then when you're 30, still living in your parents' house, you're not going to, all that chasing and all those things, you're going to be like, damn, I regret doing that because I could have been chasing my goals, and all that could come after.
It comes, you don't even got to chase.
You don't got to chase no more, bro. You think all those celebrities that have multi-millions of dollars and have the fame, you think that they're chasing women? No. Everything is being handed to them. Like even like deals, right? Because, I'm a person that likes sneakers, whatever. So when you have a fame or you have some type of value towards your name, The companies start sending you stuff for free. Before you were working hard as hell just to get those things. And now you have the money to buy those things, but you're getting it for free. Why? Because you have value in the world. But you can't get that value if you're out there chasing short-term gains. You have to understand that. And I don't know what you wanna say about that, honestly.
Yeah, when it comes to the dynamic between, men and women, like, specifically males chasing tail, to me it's a little bit, there's a lot that, comes with it, because at the end of the day, as male, as woman, we all have our desires. But how many times does the scenario of us getting something we were chasing only to after the fact be like, damn, it wasn't even really worth the chase? How many times does that scenario have to play out before we've given it up, before we hang up the jersey and say, yeah, that's not a game I'm playing no more. I'm retired. You know what I'm saying? Like, when does it, what's the point where let's say you've come to that realization, you've accepted it, and you've made that adjustment in your life where you're no longer prioritizing that weak ass shit. Like, bro, you're chasing these. First of all, any good woman, wife, quality, lady, first of all, that doesn't even require much of a chase, because them themselves have a pretty good idea of what type of men they want. So they'll never entertain a bozo like you chasing low quality women.
Mm-hmm.
That's one. Two, like, when it comes to that dynamic, what are you really looking for? Like, are you looking for, I don't want to say too like, blatantly, but what are you really looking for? That little couple minutes of enjoyment?
Couple minutes is crazy.
Bro, them couple minutes of enjoyment, bro, all that effort you put in to get into that point, bro, all that money that you put in terms of not within that lady, just like the way you're living, the behavior that you're exercising, those tendencies that you're exhibiting, all those factors add up to that lead, finalize the final product is those couple minutes of enjoyment. Like, bro, you're goofy, bro. Like, you've lost your manhood. You have no dignity, my brother. You have no dignity when you got younger siblings that you could be uplifting, when you got, a mother and father that are getting old, and that you need to return the favor for them building you up. Even though if you're one of those people, they probably ain't do much of a good job. But anyway, sorry to say that. You got the people that really would, give everything they have in order to see you succeed, and you're completely dismissing them and ignoring yourself, so that your final result could be a couple minutes of pleasure or just some fun interactions that aren't even that. Like, bro, you're chasing low quality women that will add no value to your life, that you probably don't see being the mother to your kids. Like, yo, bro, you got to man up, bro. You got to wake up. That's that little kid shit. If it's a little phase and you went through that and you're over it, cool. That's it, move on. It can't drag on and become a 15, 20, 30-year phase of your life. That's not your phase. That's your identity at that point. That's not a phase anymore. You are that person. You're a sucker.
Mm-hmm.
So I just be so curious. Like, I don't even think there's an answer. So when I ask this, I don't really expect to get an answer that satisfies my question. But sometimes it just bugs me. I would love to know how many times does somebody have to repeat the same scenario play out and get that same, very fleeting result that has no lasting impression on their life, especially no lasting positive impression on their life. How many times does that need to happen for a male to finally figure out, like, yo, I just got to do me. I got to focus, lock in, settle down, stay focused on what really is big time and what really could benefit me for years to come, and to benefit the people around me that I love very much, that would do anything to see me succeed. Like, you just have to find that. You have to find that in you. And if you don't, listen, this ain't for everybody, to be clear about this thing. This ain't for everybody. This is for the ones that really got it in them, that got that Jimmy Butler dog. Shout out to my Miami Heat. I got that Jimmy Butler dog in them, to realize that, listen, in order to get to where I want to be, I have to give up A, B, C, distractions, desires, moments of losing my identity. Like there was a point in your life before you developed that sucker ass personality where that wasn't your main concern, where you didn't care about flossing for the women and going home to that one bedroom spot and sleeping in the same room as your younger sibling while you're 30 years old. There was a point in life where you really didn't want that for yourself anymore, but you've conformed to society. You've been a sucker. You know, you've fallen into that dark hole, and you're finding it hard to come out of. And some it's not made for everybody. Some of us is gonna get up out of there. Some of us won't. And that's all I really want to end off on. You just gotta decide what you want to be. You want to decide your type of hard. You want to work hard and get good results, or you don't want to work and you want to live a hard life. It's gonna be hard either way. It just depends which one do you want.
Sheesh, that's some knowledge for you guys right there. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, for guys, honestly, if you're a man trying to get in this and get away in this life, it comes through sacrifice and hard work, man. There's no cheat code, there's no side street, there's no shortcut. It's literally sacrifice and hard work, bro. Delayed gratification is the thing that I'm gonna leave you guys off today. Delayed gratification. Delay your short-term pleasures for a long-term life of happiness. Delay your short-term pleasures for a long time happiness. Because at the end of the day, your youngest years are your best years. And your oldest years are your years to relax. Don't get it confused. Because some people, they give up their young years to relax and then have to work for the rest of their life. When your body's not telling you can do those things that you were doing when you were younger. So to end off this episode, guys, men, stick to the plan. Find your plan first. Stick to it. See yourself where you want to be in life, not the person that you are sitting on this couch. And go out there and get it. Yes, you can enjoy life's leisures from time to time, but don't make that your main priority. This has been another episode of the Justin to Know podcast, where we make knowledge your strongest weapon. Guys, have a good day, and please do not ever short yourself from anything that you want in your life.
Thank you guys for stopping by. As always, so show some love if you gained anything from this content, if you gained anything from this discussion. And for any of those who feel offended, I'm really not sorry. I couldn't care any less. And it's time to level up. As always, God bless. Pleasure to have you guys here. Peace.